advanced of this, that is natural language processing and evaluation. Okay, so only these two topics are little not that easy for the students to learn, but then if you make them understand, then they can do it. Okay, so neural networks means, can you just tell me, neurons, you must have heard, you must have learned in biology, what are neurons? How do we sense pain in our body? You can type it in the chat box. You can type it in the chat box. Okay. Nervous system. We are going to biology class, nervous system. Okay. What does that nervous system cells contain? What are the different parts? Yeah, we are sensing it. Parts of the nervous system. What are the parts of the nervous system? Nucleus. Good. Okay. Right. Okay. So just like every time, we shall just play a small game wherein you require. I am posting the link in the Google this chat box. Posting the link in the chat box. Have you seen it? Just click on that link and play the quick draw. This is an example for neural networks. Quick draw. And anyone among you can share your screen while you are playing. Rather than me sharing the screen, I will stop sharing. One among you can share so that your way of play, don't feel shame, doesn't matter. You just play and we can, everybody has to play and we can watch through if you share. Dalia madam, can you share? Dalia Thomas madam? Is it taking time? Doesn't matter. Even if your drawing is not that apt, I'm not allowed to share. Danya madam is not allowed to share. Manju madam, can you share? Manju N?
Ma'am, I can't share actually.
Acha. Manju madam also is not able to share? No, share. What did you know, na? Actually, we have not restricted anything. So everybody has to share.
Yeah.
Anjum madam. Okay, right. KB2. Oh, so many are sharing, that's why. Okay, anyone. Okay, anyone. Yeah, right, Anjum madam. Okay. KB2. Madam, just play on by clicking on the link. Yes. Good. Cooler. You have to draw the cooler. So when you are drawing the cooler, the machine should sense that it is correctly drawn. That is what is happening here. So, like our human brain, when we see an object, we identify it correctly or not. Whether it is a cooler or whether it is a cage, within 20 seconds you have to do it. If it is not, it will go to the next picture. It will ask you to draw the next picture. Next picture is a truck. So, right. Okay. Oh, too time taking. Okay, no problem, no issues. Continue. If you don't know, just draw something and then it will go to the next one when it is not apt. Right. Alright. Fine. Good. Okay. Dog. Oh, this teacher is a good artist also.
I see squiggle.
She's able to
Or
draw
teapot.
nicely. Fine. Very good.
I see monkey.
Oh,
Or bear.
okay.
Or cat.
I
Or
think
cup.
6 pictures maximum only
Oh, I
you
know.
will get at a
It's
time
tiger.
to play.
I see pond. Or
Right.
street light. Oh, I know. It's giraffe.
Okay.
I see elbow. Or square. Or door. Or computer. Oh, I know, it's laptop. I see magic wand. Or bench. Or marker. Or table. I'm stumped. Sorry, I couldn't guess it. I see knee. Or elbow. Oh, I know, it's ceiling fan. I see line. Or ocean. Or river. I see rainbow. Or comet. Oh, I know, it's feather.
One more person, can you draw? One more person can share the screen and draw. Alright. Now, as everybody has played this, can you hear me? As everybody has played this, can you put up your score in the chat box? Put up the score of how many, yes, how many out of 6 did you make it correct? Right. Okay. Oh, very good. Oh, Jayalakshmi madam has scored 5 out of 6. Anybody 6 out of 6? Yes, Yadu Krishnan sir has completed 6 out of 6 very correctly. But next time when you give us a chance, no, when you try again the next time, the pictures are not going to be the same. The asked for picture may be different each time when you do, no, it may be different. Okay, so that means it is checking with lot of data inside the trained model, and it is matching with, if it is truck that you need to draw, it is matching with hundreds of truck pictures that the neural system is trained with. Did you understand? That is how it is checking. So let us come back to our PowerPoint and let us see how the working of the neural network is. Can you see my screen now?
No, madam.
Oh, yes. It's coming, it's coming.
Yes.
Okay, so let us continue, and like this, there are the matching with the trained model. No, there are many experiments. Like your handwriting can be tested, your works can be displayed, and it can be made what sense the handwriting recognition apps. No, They are just making you utilizing your handwriting and matching it with various trained model. That is what it is. Just I'm opening the presentation, but it is getting closed automatically. I will just exit out of that and then take it again. Just a minute. In the meantime, I will ask you how does neurons work. Can you just tell me in the chat box how the neurons work? How the neurons work. Just post it in the chat box. Also tell me how many neurons are there in our body. How many neurons are there in our body? How many neurons are there in our body? Okay, million, billion, trillion. Okay, right, correct. Okay. Fine. Now tell me what are the different things that make up a neuron? Different things that make up a neuron. Chat box. Yes, dendrons, axons, nucleus. Okay, right? Now, let us be back to the presentation. Hope you can see. So, let me just move on to the next slide. This is just a recap what the children have learned in the previous chapters of artificial intelligence, because this is the third unit. No, tomorrow Ambali madam and Sheena madam will do first and second unit. That is common. This year also it is there. Last year also it is there. So this is the completely newly one. So this is depending upon the previous two chapters, no, because it is common for both 9th and 10th. We have included it for tomorrow. So during that time, or you may be familiar with these terms: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Can you just tell me how it is related? How it is related? Huh? Which is a subset of what? Can you tell me in the chat box? Which is a subset of what? If I draw three circles, assume that this is one circle, this is another circle, and this is another circle. Where do you mark artificial intelligence? Where do you mark? Yes. Okay, fine. So AI is the outermost one, right? Everybody agree with that. Then ML is the
Machine learning.
Machine learning is the subset
Inside
of
will be deep learning.
then deep learning. Very good. Then deep learning. Okay, this is what is being discussed in the previous sessions. Okay, now let us go. What is again two more terms that you need to be familiarized is rule-based. Rule-based approach. In rule-based approach, what is happening is rule plus data will give you the answer. So you will have certain rules for the machine, and you will also provide the machine with the data. Okay, mango means mango is in yellow color. Okay, when it is ripened, it is in yellow color. When it is not ripened, it is in green color. So that is a particular rule that you are doing. And then different apples, so many varieties of mangoes. Sorry, so many varieties of mangoes can be trained into as the data science. Okay, so tomorrow you will be learning domains of artificial intelligence also. So rule plus data will give you the answer in the rule-based approach. Then comes our next approach. Next approach is machine learning. Here what happens is you are going to train the data with the data and answers are predicted. So rules are generated out of it. This is the difference between the rule-based and machine learning approach. Now actually why do we use this neural networks? We may require to classify certain objects. We may require to predict So regression, predict, classification, clustering. So if you want to do all this, you need to use your common sense. So we are going to train the machine with the common sense, and then comes the artificial intelligence term. Okay, intelligence is provided to the machine. Intelligence is provided to the machine to mimic human brain. To mimic human brain. That's the important term. To mimic human brain. Okay, so now here, how does our human brain work? With the dendrites, it will accept the input. Inside the nucleus becomes our processing. So our processing takes place in the nucleus. Inputs are being accepted here. Okay, and it is being transferred as output to the axons. So this input in our computer system also, there is this input, process and output. In ICT we have learned this input, process, output. Now human brain works like that only. You are requiring certain data from the input into the brain, and then you are processing on the required accepted information. You are converting it as the result information, transformed information as output, and then you are passing on to the next neuron. So same similar neuron will be here again drawn. So this information will be passed and it reaches the brain. Till it reaches the brain, one neuron to another, the information is transmitted. Okay, so this is how the human brain works. Now we have to, what do we have to do? We have to mimic that human brain in the artificial intelligent device. This is AI machine. This is our human brain. Sorry, this is our human brain. This is our human brain. This is our human brain, and this is our artificial intelligent machine, AI machine's brain. Okay, so we have to give the algorithm, give the machine learning algorithms, give the data, and then produce the information. So that whenever it matches with the data, depending upon certain algorithms, it will execute and then generate the result. So we are now going to our neural network. How is that mimicked into the machine? So neural network again is a series of algorithms, as I have said now, which will work upon set of data to process to mimic the human brain operation. Same thing, whatever I have explained, I have just put it for your ready reference. Okay, now actually neural networks means, what does it do? It is again concept of neurons. Neurons, as in our human body, similarly here also as in our human brain, similarly here also neurons mimic the model is being depicted. In the next slide, I will show you how it is depicted. Okay, so actually it is this. See this input, processing, output. Like your neuron brain functions, input, processing, output. The machines, AI machines also perform in the same way. How is this part? Like your dendrite, axon, nucleus. Here also there should be intermediate layers. So the first layer to accept the input. Okay, last layer to display the output. The middle layers are meant for processing in the AI model also. Okay, so that is our next diagram. So see, this is nothing but ANN means artificial neural network. In artificial neural network, these are called nodes. Nodes. So each of the nodes, you can accept the input in the first layer, then pass on the input to the middle layer. Middle layers are hidden layers. These middle layers are meant for processing. Middle layers are hidden layers. They are meant for processing. Processing takes place in this area, and finally we get the output. Finally we get the output. Now in your CBSE textbook, they have depicted it through a game. How do you make the children understand? Like you can make few students stand one behind the other here. Okay, and then you show some image. Maybe it is a rabbit and the tortoise picture, or whatever a story, you take it and show it to the student. Show the same picture to this. Show the same picture to this. How they are transforming the information to, how they are transmitting the information to the next node. You see that? Okay, if this person is transmitting it correct way, this child will be able to understand, okay, that is rabbit and the suppose if any guidance is given, then if the same child is communicating with the next child, then this child may pick up in a better way. If this fellow has not picked it up in the right sense, the other child can pick it up in the correct way. That is why the information from each node is transmitted to every hidden layer. Okay, that's why all these, this is like our mathematical functions, set functions chapter. No? Similarly, from a node, you are just conveying the message to all the hidden nodes. Similarly, from the next node, you are again taking the information and giving it to each node, so that when this node is getting the information, it is getting the information from everywhere so that it can think in a better way. Do you understand? Now, if this hidden layer can be just one layer, or it can be multiple layers. It can be multiple layers also. Okay, when it is multiple layer, then it is like it can do complex tasks also. It can sense complex situations also. Okay, but if it is just one layer, it will be useful in simple tasks only. So now, if this is being sent, the transmitted messages is being sent to the multiple hidden layer, your system accuracy will be greater. More. Okay, and finally these things will be consolidated, and this node will be consolidating all the information and giving the output. So in your handwriting or in your sensing devices and all, suppose I am showing the picture of 3, I am drawing the 3. Okay, so if it is accepted by the hidden layer, it will be accepted and processed and given to the other layer, inner layer when it reaches. If it is not, if it is realized as 3, okay, this is good. That is a correct AI model that you have developed, Pakka AI model. But suppose if it is not sensing 2, it is if it is not sensing 3, if it is sensing 2, something is lost here to make it 3. Something is lost. Okay, so in that case, what will you do? Actually, back propagation. We will go to back propagation again, and then you will again adjust the weights. That means the processing needs to be changed a little bit. Okay, processing needs to be changed a little bit. So for that, we add on the weights. We multiply with the weights. We multiply with the weights. We add on with the bias. So there is a formula with this. Actually, whatever value you are sending from here, we will multiply it with the weights. We will add the bias. Bias means some partiality will be there to make our work a little more perfect. If it is required, you do the bias. If the bias is 0, that means initially itself it has realized correctly. That's the meaning. Okay. So can you just tell me a similar situation of this weights multiplication and all? You have your performance index, isn't it? Now 12th standard teachers and 10th standard teachers already have performance indexes depicted in KVs. Okay, so there how many children have passed with a 90 plus AI? So this A plus grade, that will be multiplied with 8. When summation is taken, and if you are adjusting that with some Pakka value so that your PI is being more or less coming correctly. Okay, so that formula here also, the neural networks is also sensing it by multiplying with the weights, adding bias if necessary. If not necessary, you are if it is completely wrong that it has sensed and made the output to be completely wrong, then you are going to back propagation, and then you are coming, the other way is called forward propagation. Okay, so if forward propagation doesn't result in the correct answer, you will again go back and then repeat the task. Okay, so this much is only there that you need to convey to the students. So this processing, only this processing that has been taken place. First you show the data, then with the algorithm and with the hidden rules, again you are processing with the hidden layer, and then finally you are deriving at the answer. If the answer is not correct, again you are going back propagation. So the same thing what I have explained now is being depicted here in this slide. This is a presentation of how neural network works. A neural network is divided into multiple layers. It is divided into multiple layers. Each layer is further divided into several blocks called nodes. That is our circle. Each layer, there are so many circles in each layer. Okay. Then each node has its own task to accomplish. and which is then passed on to the next layer. Okay, whatever I have said, it is written here. The first layer of the neural network is the input layer. Then the next layer are the hidden layers, okay, which will process. So hidden layers are responsible for processing. And finally, the output is consolidated and then shown to the user. Okay, at the end of the machine, machine's result will be produced as output with the algorithms, learning algorithms. Now remember, each time when the machine is processing the information, machine also should learn, experience. We learn out of our experience, isn't it? Similarly, machine also learn from the experience. How? By training it with large data. Training with the large data. Okay, so when your data training data is only less, that means the result may not be correct, exactly correct. When you train the model with variety of large number of data only, you will see the final minute details aspects also predicted correctly through the AI model. Okay, so here the node 1 is communicating with the weight 0, so it will be multiplied, and finally this summation of this entire multiplication thing like we do PI, no? So similarly, the summation is taken, and if you want to add the bias, you can add the bias also and then give it as output. This is the way how the neural networks work. Clear? Now, why this neural networks algorithm, how is that different from traditional algorithm? How is that different from that of the traditional algorithm? In a normal algorithm, traditional algorithm, no, the perfection, look at this, if I take the x-axis and y-axis model performance, you take the performance is, even if the data size, that means you are increasing the data size, for large data size also, the performance is not increasing. See, performance is stationary, it is not increasing. But whereas if you use neural network, even if it is small neural network, or even if it is medium neural network, or even if it is large neural network. If it is large, the performances are raised. Look at the performance for the large data set. See, for every data set, the corresponding value is keeping on changing. Look at this, keeping on changing. Minute change, at least you will see that reflected. That is why we use neural network technology in the machines. Okay, so this is the same thing as your textbook is. You see all these informations there. Now even if you are speaking, now I am speaking. When you are converting this into audio, no, you see like this only the signals moving. When I am putting on my stress, then that part will be little varied. Your graph varies, isn't it? So then with that, the pronunciation is sensed. What? Okay, so there is a particular, in that voice modulation, somewhere it will be shown less, somewhere it will be high frequency, and that's how the machine sends, whether it is W or whether it is A or whether it is any other alphabet. Okay, so you see that in all, even if it is picture scanning or even if it is handwriting scanning. So this is again what we have already learned only. I just incorporated it. So learning may be supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or reinforcement learning. If it is supervised learning, like teachers are there for training the students. So students will have their better performance. Now if here unsupervised learning, nobody is there, so they have to generate their own answers, if they have to find their own faults, they have to do predictions. Okay, reinforcement learning, that if there is punishment on this, few children will learn, isn't it? So this is like reinforcement learning. So all these type of learnings will also be there. Okay, so here in supervised learning, no, we know what is the color of the apple, what is the color of the mango. So there are properties, shape is there, color is there, properties with which it is we distinguish. So somebody is telling the properties. When you are training your child, you will say apple, red color or little rose color or whatever it is, mango, yellow color or something else, orange. Again, isn't it? But orange and mango, shape difference is there. So this is how you train. So you are telling the rules, you are telling the reasons, that is supervised. Whereas if it is unsupervised, when you show so many variety of watermelon may look like cucumber. Okay, so you have to train the model with large number of data sets to make it distinguish from that of the cucumber. Okay, so that is what we are doing in supervised, unsupervised, and the reinforcement learning. Now, next is where do we use this neural network in our daily life? Real-time translate, Google Translator now, when you are typing in English, it is converting it into another language. So there should be common sense used by the machine. So it is trained with lot of information with in different languages, and with which it is matching and getting the correct accurate results for you. So there neural network is being used. Radars, facial recognition, face recognition apps, medical science, automated driving vehicles, that is automatic cars are all there, no? Handwriting recognition, these are all the applications of AI. Now, I will just show you a video so that you can understand, how this what I have explained, how that 3 is sensed as 3. If 3 is not sensed as 3, how the back propagation takes place, and how is that being realized correctly? How is that being realized correctly? So that I will show you through a video. This video also, I have uploaded it last year itself. It is there in the Google Classroom. You can take from there. If the time exceeds, you can even take it from the Google Classroom also.
Last summer, my family and I visited Russia.
One
Even
second.
though none of
You
us
can hear the audio?
we did not have any trouble of figuring our way out. All things
You can. Just a second. Because of heavy loading. Windows Media Player takes little time. In the meantime, can you just say the feedback of this, madam? By the time you watch the video is already uploaded last year itself into the Google Classroom. You can take that and see it personally, or else I will show you now within 2 minutes. Let me close all the other tabs. I will stop the sharing. In the meantime, you can do the feedback so that we don't waste the time and we can finish it at the sharp time. Feedback can be combined right now. Just I will reload that that video. Ampani ma'am, till then can we continue with the feedback?
Yes, some of the participants. I see a lot of messages in the chat box. One or two of the participants may speak too. Everybody says it was a very informative and interesting session, clubbed with the sweet voice of Vimala madam. Very pleasant session.
Yeah, personally, I found the session very useful and it was very interesting also. Actually, it was very engaging though. It was a day-long session. It was very engaging. And the one thing is many of these pointers and tips that I picked up during the session, which can be very useful during the classroom. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback, Anu madam. Others?
Can I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right.
Last summer, my family and I visited Russia. Even though none of us could read Russian, we did not.
Once again, I shall start for you to concentrate.
Last summer, my family and I visited Russia. Even though none of us could read Russian, we did not have any trouble.
The video is not visible, ma'am.
Ma'am, screen is not visible.
Oh, one second. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Once again, I shall start.
Last summer, my family and I visited Russia. Even though none of us could read Russian, we did not have any trouble figuring our way out, all thanks to Google's real-time translation of Russian words into English. This is just one of the several applications of neural networks. Neural networks form the base of deep learning, a subfield of machine learning where the algorithms are inspired by the structure of the human brain. Neural networks take in data, train themselves to recognize the patterns in this data, and then predict the outputs for a new set of similar data. Let's understand how this is done. Let's construct a neural network that differentiates between a square, circle, and triangle. Neural networks are made up of layers of neurons. These neurons are the core processing units of the network. First, we have the input layer, which receives the input. The output layer predicts our final output. In between exist the hidden layers which perform most of the computations required by our network. Circle. This image is composed of 28 by 28 pixels, which make up for 784 pixels. Each pixel is fed as input to each neuron of the first layer. Neurons of one layer are connected to neurons of the next layer through channels. Each of these channels is assigned a numerical value, known as weight. The inputs are multiplied to the corresponding weights, and their sum is sent as input to the neurons in the hidden layer. Each of these neurons is associated with a numerical value called the bias, which is then added to the input sum. This value is then passed through a threshold function called the activation function. The result of the activation function determines if the particular neuron will get activated or not. An activated neuron transmits data to the neurons of the next layer over the channels. In this manner, the data is propagated through the network. This is called forward propagation. In the output layer, the neuron with the highest value fires and determines the output. The values are basically a probability. For example, here, our neuron associated with square has the highest probability. Hence, that's the output predicted by the neural network. Of course, just by a look at it, we know our neural network has made a wrong prediction. But how does the network figure this out? Note that our network is yet to be trained. During this training process, along with the input, our network also has the output fed to it. The predicted output is compared against the actual output to realize the error in prediction. The magnitude of the error indicates how wrong we are, and the sign suggests if our predicted values are higher or lower than expected. The arrows here give an indication of the direction and magnitude of change to reduce the error. This information is then transferred backward through our network. This is known as backpropagation. Now, based on this information, the weights are adjusted. This cycle of forward propagation and backpropagation is iteratively performed with multiple inputs. This process continues until our weights are assigned such that the network can predict the shapes correctly in most of the cases. This brings our training process to an end.
Okay, hope you have understood it now. How I have explained it is the same depicted in the video. Alright? Thank you.
Thank you, Vimala Madam, for yet another wonderful session. You showed all your teaching skills here. That itself uh, was a very beneficial session for all our young teachers. Very nice, well presented, well done. And though we faced some technical hitches, we were able to conclude the session in time. That is one thing. And one more session is there, which is the feedback session for this day, for the whole day. Whatever observations you made, what are your suggestions, what is your feedback? In the beginning, Ambuli Madam showed all of us what are the learning outcomes. If somebody can share it once again, the learning outcomes, the first page of that syllabus of AI for class 9 and 10 has the objectives of the AI course and the learning outcomes. Anyone is having it?
Should I present it?
Yeah, once again, just once again. Can you bring it to slideshow? The first page where the learning outcomes document, let me see whether I can.
No. Yes, ma'am.
That's there in the curriculum in the class.
Curriculum.
Class. In the Google Classroom itself, I have uploaded it to the curriculum area.
Yeah, this is
Yes,
the text.
sir.
Yes. Learning outcomes. So here I request all the teachers to go through every line of this learning outcomes. This is what is expected. This is what the students should attain at the end of this course. The first sentence is identify and appreciate artificial intelligence and describe its applications in daily life. If you look at the statement of this is something general which I am telling for all the subjects, applicable to all the subjects. The learning outcomes are stated as actions performed by students in your class once they understand a topic. Identify, relate, imagine, examine and reflect. Unleash their imagination towards smart homes and build an interactive story. So building a story. Understand the impact of artificial intelligence on sustainable development goals to develop responsible citizenship, research and develop. So these are all student actions. Now, as teachers who have done various courses on these topics, you all are very much thorough about the content. You all know your subject. You are all competent to teach the subject. But when it comes to teaching in a competency-based mode, the question is about how much students have attained. So here, these are the targeted learning outcomes. These are our expectations. It becomes competencies when students actually display this in your classroom. That is when we call it competency-based learning. So for that, we have to adopt different methodology of teaching, because children are different, learners are different types. You know all these things. I'm not going to elaborate on it. So we have to go for multiple pedagogies, like in the case of artificial intelligence, gamified learning, you were mentioning it. The kind of activities you have designed, when it comes to green skills, sir was showing about the kind of pens, and madam was discussing about seed pens, etc. These are all activities which base on experiential learning. So in competency-based education, experiential learning is something which is very important. The activities you make children to do in the classroom will make the students to enjoy learning artificial intelligence. So such kind of pedagogies needs to be adopted, and frequently please test the attainment of these learning outcomes through different activities again. Like conducting a debate, conducting a discussion, even conducting a skit can be a way of assessing what the children have understood. Like one sir was mentioning in the morning that this is how I assess this. I gave an activity like this. I made the children to perform a skit. So performing a skit could be an interesting activity to teach the topic as well as a way of assessment. So do not go for the regular lecture method. Students will learn things and then finally it will become their competency only when we adopt multiple pedagogies, and we need to check and we have to ensure, we have to be sure that our children sitting in the class are able to do all these things which are listed in the list of that learning outcomes. So therefore assessment is again a very important factor. That is what DC sir was telling in the morning. After every 10 minutes you have to pause and adopt some assessment strategy, ensure that your children are actually able to perform these activities in class. Pull children randomly, call them and then make them do this, and only then be convinced that your class has become successful. Otherwise what will happen, all of you are very qualified, very competent, you all know this content, all these things you know already, but only until and unless it reaches the students, this will not become meaningful. So therefore please apply your mind on it. In fact, for the newcomers in this meeting, it's a wonderful opportunity to listen to the classes of these experienced resource persons, experienced teachers here. It's a great opportunity for all of you. Before you proceed to teach children, you are getting experience from the very senior teachers, and there are other teachers who are also similarly experienced, and they will also, I hope they also will share their knowledge here. Now I'm opening again this platform to all the participants to share their experiences, to suggest other ways, alternative methods of imparting the same curriculum, implementing it successfully in classrooms, and requests from or suggestions from participants to make this kind of a session more interesting. Whatever you feel like, you can speak now. This is the time for it. Please come forward. I request the resource persons to moderate this session.
Now, at the same time, we want the feedback from the study material in charge. Ashwini madam, what is the status of 9th standard study material?
Am I audible?
Ah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go on.
Actually, I have to receive two more modules, two more chapters content from the members. All others I have received. Whatever I got, I have sent it late.
No issues going on.
Which
Fine.
are the two more chapters?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Who are those teachers here? Which are those chapters, madam?
Ashwini madam, I will be sending it just after this meeting. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh. And Abhilash sir also.
Madam, the due date tomorrow.
Moderators, please kindly go through it and let it be a quality one. Based on our CBSE pattern, we only have the previous year question papers with us. So based on that, one quality material without errors, that will be my request.
Haripriya ma'am?
I had received almost all. Only two topics were remaining, but today morning after that I didn't check. After once I have started with the class, I haven't checked. So maybe I have received that also. I'll check and forward now.
If Atal labs are not available, can the school invest on AI lab equipments for children? Yes, definitely. That that was what today morning DC sir was telling again. Something that costs around 25,000. Principals can buy definitely. So sir was asking to form a core committee at the regional level and decide on these things. So I hope that work will go on. Even otherwise, if there are, that was what sir suggested, isn't it? That if there are sensors or whatever things which are required for the proper implementation of AI curriculum, approximately about 25,000 rupees, you can definitely go on and purchase must be made through GEM. That was what sir said.
Yes, sir. Shaman sir, surely we'll share it. Any other feedback or any suggestions for improvement? Teachers, please.
Please don't be shy or don't be hesitant. Just open up whatever you're, because this is a common platform where we are here to help each other. So therefore your doubts, your apprehensions, anything can be shared here. This is not a very formal one. This is a very informal one.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Continue.
So, 9th and 10th practical session, we are handling 15 programs each. Isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. 15 programs we have included in the recording.
Okay, 9th standard also we have to do this, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
And they have not given the number of programs, but we'll follow the 10th standard number itself.
Okay. And the session, it was a well organized one, ma'am. We got a place in each of the session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for each of the topics you have covered is very good. And all the resource persons, they have shared their best to us. It was a helping one, ma'am. Thank you.
Regarding split up, I don't know programming. Regarding split up will be reaching you. So we have finished 3 months. So that also will be included in the split up. We have done that and will reach you before the end of this workshop. At Renault Board programming, if anyone is experienced, we can share it. We had a little bit knowledge by we are having Kelly Palguru was having Atal lab, and here we had one session conducted by the person who has given the kit for us. So that knowledge only we are having.
Anybody else who can help in that?
Many KVs are having ATL labs. So we can have it in a give and take manner. We can have it. Okay. So this is the software, Sketch, this is the software for doing that Arduino board programming. So here we'll be having the software and the coding will be in C++, C and C++. Depends upon the software that we are using. And we'll be writing the software here and then we'll be attaching the Arduino board. It's a small kit. It's a small chip that we'll get along with that kit, and we'll just connect it with the USB and we'll burn the software to that Arduino board. Then it will be working there. It's very simple. Coding is, if we know the C programming, it will be easy. Anything else?
So are you not getting 4 periods a week for AI? Kirti madam?
Yes, madam, not getting 4 periods, only 2 periods.
Oh, 4 periods. Actually, 2 work experience periods and 2 periods of computer science should be given for AI.
Computer period is given, but
that time you have to take for AI, and that of work experience also should be taken for AI. That was the headquarters instruction. So please bring that to your the notice of your principal. Which school,
they
sir?
are informed. Now around more than 40 periods will be there.
Okay.
How to handle these 40 periods?
Which school, sir? Which school, sir?
KV number 2 Kasaragod.
Number 2 Kasaragod. Let me. How is it managed in other schools with 2 section, 3 section, etc.? Please share.
Sir, you are handling 3 to.
3 to 8 also.
That's the problem, sir. Here, in some of the schools, a separate teacher is being engaged for handling AI.
So, madam, it is getting very difficult. I have to give some suggestion for.
Okay, we'll bring this to the notice of Assistant Commissioner. Let her give some suggestions on this. Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You can also talk to your principal, sir. Okay. Regarding getting another teacher for teaching artificial intelligence.
Okay, ma'am. Here, work experience teacher is not here. This got transferred.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, let's carry on.
Yes, I started taking AI for 9th and 10th on June 21st after reopening, and the teacher who carried out this job, she actually started with the introduction to artificial intelligence without touching the part A. So I had to finish the introduction to artificial intelligence now. So what shall I do? Should I go to part A after the introduction, or should I continue with part B, and after completing part B, should I go to part A? Because the children will get confused in between, I think.
Actually, we have to go as per the it's
yes, but she started with the introduction to AI without touching even part A.
Yes, here also we have taken part C along with part A because we have to run the practicals also.
Yes.
So both A and C is being simultaneously handled. So
yes.
that we have to adjust. So you can take introduction to our AI first, and then you can interrupt that there, And
Yes.
I suggest complete part A, because
Okay.
in the periodic test, we are having exams.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And other subjects, we'll be having AI exams also for 10th standard.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's the confusion here. So for this periodic exam that's going to happen next week, I have given questions only from the introduction to AI because nothing else I can give in that. So after I have already finished this chapter, so I will move on to part A. I will interrupt in between and complete part A, and after
Yes.
that I'll continue
Yes.
with part B.
Yes, ma'am. Along with that, handle the practicals also.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And
Okay.
most probably during the month of September, October, half yearly exam will be
Ah,
coming.
yes, that is the main
Yearly
problem.
exam,
Yes.
common question paper will be there.
Ah,
And for that,
yes.
you have to prepare according to the split up results.
Oh, yes, yes, that's the main issue.
Coming as per the split up only.
Okay, okay, ma'am. So I'll finish part A at the earliest.
Ambil ma'am, one doubt. Ma'am, in class 10, if a student score pass mark in all the main 5 subjects, whether this mark will be reflected on the report card?
Report card, it will be reflected, but it will not get added with the 5 subjects aggregated.
It will be reflected anyway. On the report card, it will be reflected.
Reflected.
Excuse me, ma'am. Humbly, ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Here for PT1, since there was no model question available, and I contacted Vimala